Hello! In the previous lesson, we explored what creates value between people. Today we face something more uncomfortable. If you have value today, what makes you lose it tomorrow? Most people assume that once they earn position, respect, emotional importance, or influence, it remains stable. They believe consistency protects them. They believe history and loyalty secure them. They believe effort preserves their position. That belief feels logical. It also feels safe. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Value is not stored. It is constantly measured. And measurement does not stop just because you feel secure. In fact, the moment you feel most secure is often the moment you are paying the least attention. Think about the moment you first gained influence somewhere. Maybe it was at work. Maybe in a relationship. Maybe inside a group of friends. At that time, you were alert. You were intentional. You paid attention to details. You chose words carefully. You listened sharply. You noticed reactions. You thought strategically. You carried intensity. That intensity created edge. And edge influences perception. Now consider what happens after you feel secure. Secure in your relationship. Secure in your job. Secure in your role inside a group. When you felt secure, what changed in your behavior? Did you push as hard? Did you challenge as much? Did you stay as sharp? Or did you relax? Once you believe your position is solid, something subtle changes. You relax. You speak a little less carefully. You observe a little less sharply. You assume your place is understood. Nothing dramatic happens. There is no visible mistake. But the internal edge softens. And that softening matters. Because people do not lose position suddenly. They lose it gradually, while believing nothing has changed. That is why it feels so unfair when you finally notice it. Intensity influences awareness. When intensity drops, awareness drops with it. When awareness drops, position quietly shifts. And when position shifts, value decreases. And this shift rarely comes with a warning. Here is the problem. When intensity lowers, you are usually the last one to see it. By the time you notice, others may have already redefined your place. Others feel it before you are even aware it is happening. They feel less tension around your words, less precision in your timing, less alertness in your responses. You are still there. You are still competent, still capable, still yourself. But you are less concentrated. The sharpness that once made you central becomes diluted. Look at two people who both hold their direction firmly. Neither chases approval, neither follows emotional pressure. But one remains mentally sharp and deliberate, while the other assumes past results and becomes comfortable. Over time, the sharper presence feels stronger in the room. It starts shaping decisions. The more relaxed presence feels less central. The difference is not loyalty. It is not effort. Nothing dramatic happened. One simply stopped being as alert. And no one announces that shift. They simply begin asking someone else first. And you may only understand it when you are no longer central. The same pattern appears in relationships. Early on, attention is focused. Listening is active. Words are measured. Later, comfort grows. Comfort is not a problem. But comfort often reduces alertness. Small shifts go unnoticed. Subtle signals are missed. Here is what makes this dangerous. Predictability lowers tension. When someone knows exactly how you will react, what you will say, how you will respond, they stop monitoring you closely. And monitoring equals attention. Attention equals weight. When you become completely expected, people relax around you. Relaxation feels safe. But safety reduces intensity, and intensity amplifies value. The moment you feel completely safe is often the moment your intensity begins to drop. Not because you surrendered your direction, not because someone overpowered you, but because your nervous system relaxes. You stop refining. You stop scanning. You stop sharpening. You rely on what you already built. But value is not sustained by what you built. It is sustained by what you continue to project in real time. The most dangerous losses are the ones that feel calm, because calm can look like stability while position is already slipping. When emotional sharpness declines, perceived value can decline with it. So we return to the essential question. If you have value today, what makes you lose it tomorrow? Over the next few days, observe where someone's position changed without a visible mistake. At work, in families, In public life, in films, look for softened edges, reduced alertness, assumed influence. Share your thoughts in the comments. There is no right or wrong answer, but once you see how easily sharpness dulls, you begin to understand why value is never permanent.